Today we're diving into this really fascinating story that's unfolding in Nepal. It's all about how a new digitally native generation is using technology to completely reshape the country's political landscape. It's a story about frustration, but also about innovation and really a battle for the country's future. And it all kind of boils down to this one single powerful question. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack how social media, memes, and a new generation's demand for change are all coming together to challenge the old guard. And believe me, it's a story with lessons that go far beyond Nepal's borders. Okay, so to really get what's happening right now, we've got to go back a bit. We need to look at the political scene that basically created this perfect opening for change, a situation that's been brewing for years. See, for a long time, there's been this deep-seated frustration in Nepal. We're talking about things like widespread corruption and a serious lack of jobs, which hits young people the hardest. All of this has led to this profound sense of, disillusionment with the country's long-standing political leaders. It really created the fertile ground where the seeds of a new movement could be planted. And that brings us right to the main character in our story, Nepal's Gen Z. This is a generation that grew up online, and now they're demanding a real say in their country's direction. So who exactly are we talking about here? Well, in the Nepali context, Gen Z is pretty much the 18 to 30-year-old crowd, and they've become this incredibly influential force. What's driving them isn't old party loyalties. No, it's this powerful demand for real economic opportunities and a government that actually operates out in the open. And their strategy? It's kind of brilliant. It's this two-front movement where they combine the digital world with the physical one. Online, you'll see them launching these powerful hashtag campaigns and viral videos. Then, all that digital energy spills over into real-world action, think street protests and public debates. The two just feed off each other, creating this constant drumbeat for change. So, this brings us to the main arena where this whole political fight is being waged. And it's not in the traditional newspapers or at big party rallies. No, it's happening right on their phones. This slide here basically shows you the essential toolkit for this new political movement. Platforms like Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube have become the main places for debate. But it's not about long, boring speeches. We're seeing the rise of what you could call meme politics, where a single shareable image can actually carry more weight than an official party press release. And of course, short viral videos that spread a message with just incredible speed. So, faced with this digital onslaught, the establishment started thinking about a countermove. There was some serious talk about regulating or maybe even banning social media. The official reasons they gave were, to stop the spread of fake news and prevent political instability. But this attempt to control the conversation totally backfired, big time. Instead of silencing the movement, it actually supercharged it. Young people got even more frustrated, distrust in the government got even deeper, and it sparked this powerful new demand for digital freedom. It really awakened political consciousness in so many people who were previously just on the sidelines. Okay, so all of this is setting the stage for the upcoming 2082 election, which, by the way, is 2025 in the Gregorian calendar. This isn't just another election cycle. People are framing it as a major showdown between the old guard and this new, digitally powered wave. And this table here illustrates brilliantly what political analysts are predicting. The connections are super direct. As you see catalysts like youth dissatisfaction and social media activism go up, you see a really predictable outcome. Trust in the traditional parties just plummets. This is expected to throw the doors wide open for new political forces and a whole wave of independent candidates from outside the established system. This quote from our source material really captures the scale of what's happening. The key point here isn't just about who wins or loses, it's about a fundamental transformation of how politics itself is even done in the digital age. But of course, the established parties, they aren't just standing still and watching this happen. They're trying to adapt. They're adopting the new playbook by micro-targeting voters with specific messages, hiring social media influencers to spread their word, and even trying to create their own viral campaigns with memes and short videos. They're basically trying to fight fire with fire. So, what does all of this mean for the future, beyond this one election? Well, we could be looking at the dawn of a completely new era for Nepal's democracy. You see, the impact of this shift goes way beyond who gets elected. It's changing the very rules of how you govern. Public pressure can now be mobilized almost instantly. Government decisions and those old backroom deals are suddenly subject to immediate public review, and citizens now have a direct 24/7 channel to demand answers from their leaders. Looking ahead, analysts see three major trends that could emerge from this moment. First, a move toward a more digital, more transparent democracy. Second, the very real possibility of a new generation of leaders actually taking power. And third, a big shift away from old ideologies and toward issue-based politics, focusing on what really matters to people: the economy, jobs, and clean government. And that is why this story matters so much, far beyond just Nepal. While all the details are local, the themes are absolutely universal. What we're watching is a case study, a potential blueprint, really, for how technology and a determined new generation are challenging established power structures all over the world. So, we end on this final thought. The internet has given a voice to millions of people who felt like they didn't have one before. The question now is not if the old structures will have to listen, but for how much longer they can possibly afford not to.